So Summer Games Fest was yesterday, and it was pretty solid. It was pretty solid, at least for the first 30 minutes. Then after that, it kind of did tail off a little bit. But this video, I'm gonna just talk about. I'm gonna separate it into three sections. Uh, Games that I'm playing day one, games that I'm interested in, and then right here I put in my notes everything else. So it'd be kind of like a recap, but also kind of just like my opinions on the games and, things like that. So, but before we get into that, if you want to see more stuff like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, as well as like the rest of my content. And if you don't, leave a comment. Keep it constructive though. I have feelings. Anyway, so first section, games that I'm playing day one. So let's start off with the obvious. Resident Evil Veronica. This is the long anticipated remake that people have been asking for years at this point, and it's also the reason why apparently why Claire wasn't in Resident Evil 9 was because they were going to get a remake and they want to have too much Claire. So having too much Leon is okay, which it is, because Leon's a sexy ass dude. Well, this is cool that we're getting another Resident Evil game, but Resident Evil fans, I despise y'all. I really do, because you guys' greed sickens me. You guys just got Resident Evil 9. You're also getting a Resident Evil movie, and now you're getting Resident Evil Code Veronica. You greedy bastard. What about Devil May Cry 6? What about that, Capcom? I mean, look, you Monster Hunter, Street Fighter. I mean, look, Capcom would rather make a new IP. When's the last time Capcom has ever done that? They made Pragmata. Now, even though Pragmata is cool, from what I've seen, they would rather make a new IP than make Devil May Cry 6. I am sick. Because Devil May Cry fans, what did we get? From Devil May Cry 5, we got two things. A gacha game, Devil May Cry Peak of Combat, and an anime adaptation that is so polarizing that not everybody can agree on whether it's good or not. So, but Resident Evil fans, they just get remake after remake, a new game. Resident Evil 9 is also getting another DLC or an expansion, I think. So, I mean, cool. But Devil May Cry fans, we have to just sit there and play Devil May Cry 5 over and over and over. Give me 6, bro. Dante and Virgil's story is almost over. It is almost one more game and you can wrap up the story. Please. I say all that, but I will be playing that game day one. I will be buying it and I will be playing it day one. Continuing on with the games I'm playing day one, Gen Atlas. So this comes from the creator of Shadow of the Colossus. I played a little bit of that. As a kid. It wasn't. I never had a PS2. It was on someone else's PS2. We played a little bit of it. Jet Atlas seems like it'd be a pretty cool. I think it's kind of like the same concept. You're like the only person in like a fucking 1,000-mile radius, and you're going against like gigantic beings. Seems like to me, it seems like Shadow of the Colossus, but you can shoot a weapon, and it's also robots. I will be playing it. I'm very interested in that. But that is one I will be playing day one. The next one I'll be playing day one, The Last Ronin. So this follows the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic, where I think it's Raphael. He's the one that. So all the other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they ended up. I think. I don't know. I think if I had to guess, Shredder killed them, and so it's just Raphael, and he has to go get his get back. It's made by Platinum Games, same people that made Bayonetta. So hack and slash, I think is definitely what it's going to be, and I am excited for that. We didn't see much of anything of it. It was just a teaser trailer, or just like a trailer that said that it's being made. And so the next one, the last one I'll be excited to play is Stellar Blade Blood Rain, the sequel to Stellar Blade. It's not the same character, it's a different protagonist, but it takes place in the same universe, so there might be she might make an appearance. I haven't played Celebrate the first one, so I need to get on that. Yeah, because I've heard nothing but great things about it. But all of, like, I mean, the combat looks solid. I don't know much about the story. I would assume it's kind of like Near Automata. Maybe something like, maybe like a little bit of a change, but look, I'm excited. I'm excited just for, just for the combat, So now we're going on to the next section, which is games that I'm interested in. Gundam, the first one. Not a big Gundam guy. I don't even know where to start, like with the anime or whatever, but I think this is kind of the game I was kind of looking for, because there was what's that one free to play game that's kind of, hold on, let me look it up. Mecha Break is what I was thinking of. So, like, I think Gundam is the type of game I was looking for, because Mecha Break wasn't that, because the Mecha Break is PvP, or it's actually PvPvE. But I was looking for more of a PvE, like more of a story driven. And I do have Armored Core, but this shit kicked my ass a lot. I'm not a Souls guy, and that's made by From Software, same people that make that game. So difficulty is their main thing. I thought I could at least get through that. No, they put hands and feet on me. And so I haven't really got into that. So I think Gundam is kind of be that game where I kind of get to live off that that mecha action where it's just robots fighting and explosions and all that, with not so much difficulty or forced PvP and Mecha Break. So second one is Crossfire. Very, very, very interested in this one. So it's like a Crossfire is basically two enemies have to set aside their differences for a little bit to fight against a greater cause. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, sort of thing. But obviously there's probably way more than that. They seemed like there was like some virus sort of thing that was going on too. So that's a whole nother aspect. It might be like supernatural in that part as well. Made by former Infinity Ward devs alongside, I think, Naughty Dog devs, if I'm not mistaken. So pretty cool. Single player. Kind of reminded me of, I wonder if it's co-op because of the two operators. Maybe not. And actually, I think they said it was only single player. Now that I'm remembering. I mean, it seemed like a pretty cool story. I mean, it also has Claudia in it, so that's really all I needed. Sorry, Huey. So on to the next game. I think it's Hex. From what we saw at the Game Fest, I was kind of confused on what it really was. It's made by the same people that made not the same people, but the former devs of the Division. I just hope it's not an extraction shooter. I don't think so. But like, you can interact with the world, and it's like, it's weird shit. I mean, we really don't know what it is. I think it's an extraction shooter. I don't want that, because extraction shooters aren't really doing all that well. Arc Raiders kind of lost its luster. Marathon is as polarizing as anything else, and Escape from Tarkov is just so damn niche. It's not even worth trying to copy that. So I hope it's not an extraction shooter, because extraction shooters just aren't doing well. They don't really do well. I think it's just the way that those games are. Like, casual players can't really get into those, because people who can just play the game all day always have the best loot, and then while you're trying to get the best loot, they just go around killing because they have nothing else to do, because they already have all the good loot. So then it's just, so then it's a whole thing. So the next game that I'm interested in is Stranger Than Heaven. I don't know what this game is about. I just know it's maybe about the same people who made Yakuza and Judgment. Remember the Judgment games? Judgment, Lost Judgment? They need to make another Judgment game, actually. That is what they need to do, because Judgment and Lost Judgment were actually pretty good. I like Judgment more, but Lost Judgment was still solid too. Um, so they need to make another Judgment game and wrap up that trilogy. But Stranger Than Heaven, I think it's like it takes place like over a bunch of time periods. If I had to guess, all I know is that Tupac is in the game, which is crazy. I saw Snoop Dogg, Tupac. I think you say Ado. Otto, I think that's how you say her name. Is she like faceless? How is she in the game? How do you know what she looks like? But yeah, it's let me see what Stranger Than Heaven's about. Oh, okay. So basically, Stranger Than Heaven's like a prequel to the Yakuza series, or like a Dragon series. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I'm looking up here. You have Snoop Dogg, yeah, Ido. You have Tupac. Then you have some other probably prominent Japanese musicians. It's crazy. So yeah, it does take place over 5 different districts across 5 different eras. That's pretty cool. But yeah, the fact you should have seen my face when I saw that fucking Tupac. I noticed Snoop Dogg, but he's like, is that Snoop Dogg? I was like, I wasn't really sure. Then I saw Tupac. I was like, what the hell? But it's nice that Tupac's estate gave uh, their blessing for this, because Tupac is very prominent to this day, and still seeing him being in all sorts of media is still pretty cool. But yeah, just Tupac being in that was a huge shock. The Wolf Among Us 2. I'm interested in this one. I think I watched Berleezy play the first one. I think the story games I think I like watching more than actually playing. Especially like Berleezy, because I know me and him typically make the same decisions, or we would have made the same decisions, obviously. But I mean, if I played Until Dawn, I wouldn't get everybody killed. But twice actually, like he did, it's crazy. Side note: how do you play the same game, say you're not gonna fuck up, and then make the same decisions you did the first time and kill everybody? That's crazy. But back to the Wolf Among Us. I don't know what the story is. Actually, let's look it up. And I know the premise. It's about fairy tale characters. I think the first one he was trying to solve a murder. Okay, so it says right here, The Wolf Among Us 2 is set during winter, exactly 6 months after the events of the first game. Bigby Wolf faces a new deadly conspiracy that fractures the peace of Fabletown, forcing him to choose whether to embrace the monster within or become a true protector. That kind of sounds like the first game a little bit. I really don't know. Obviously, there's more to it than that. He's solving another mystery. Probably a lot of plot twists. But I'm gonna go watch Berleezy play the first one again. So the next game that I'm interested in is Final Fantasy VII Revelation. It's the Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. I think it's going to be the conclusion. I don't really know much about Final Fantasy. Hell, I'm re-downloading Final Fantasy 15, and I'm gonna start that from the beginning again because I didn't beat it. But I have to go back and play, or I'm gonna have to go back and play the first remake of Final Fantasy 7, then the second part, and then the third part, because I have no clue what's going on. I know Sephiroth is just the main villain, and I know there's probably a lot more of that in between stuff that I need to know for this game. But yeah, I think this is cool. It's crazy. I hope Square Enix keeps going on with these Final Fantasy remakes, because I tried Final Fantasy 13 because that's kind of like the one that's like the most polarizing one. I played a little bit of it, but the main character was like bad as fuck, so that's why I was playing it. but I hope they get to that and remake that so that I can play it, because turn-based games just aren't for me. But going back to Final Fantasy VII, it's a big open world, Strife, Tifa, dude with a machine gun on his arm, and some new edgy motherfucker called Vincent Valentine. Stop Sephiroth, I am assuming. I think that's the whole story. I could be wrong. I really don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'm very excited for that. I'm gonna have to go back and play the other ones. They are on sale though, but I don't think the first remake is on Xbox. So I'm probably going to play that on my PlayStation, and then play it on my Xbox, or just get other ones on PlayStation. That might be the smarter. But I'm about to go to the store and buy the disc, because I am not buying anything on the damn PS storefront. Because the fact that you cannot refund it if you don't like the game, which I think is fucking insane. That is highway robbery. The fact I can't refund a game I don't like, crazy. So the last one that I'm just interested in is Attack on Titan 3. We finally get to play the story from beginning to end. I know for a lot of people, the Attack on Titan story ending didn't land well. But for me, I think with a story like that, no matter what Isayama did, it would have gotten some sort of flack. Because think about it. Think about how season 1 to 3 was going. Like, all the twists, all like the plot developments, all of that. Like, it truly, for me, I don't know how you would have ended it. And so he went the safe route, which is, what ended up happening. I think that's very fair. But I know Isayama said that he kind of regrets it, his ending. So I mean, it's your shit. You could just make a new ending. But for me, I thought the ending was solid. I liked it. But for a lot of people, they didn't, because they wanted some grand. I think they wanted Eren to win. Outside of that, I mean, those are the games that I'm playing day one, and the games that I'm interested in. And so now we're going to get into everything else. So this would be like games I thought were cool, but I'm not really gonna even like entertain, or I might entertain buying it, but So I know for a fact for Cuphead, a Mighty Cuphead Adventure, no, I do not like rage-inducing games. No, that's just something I'm not even gonna bother with. I'm not trying to get rage-induced. Those are fun to watch. People get mad at, but for me, I break a controller and I'm be so sad. Next game, Alien Isolation 2. Now this is a good game, because a lot of people love Alien Isolation. The reason why I'm not playing it is because I'm not going to go up against an AI that learns from me. You got me fucked up. I'm sorry. No. Is like the AI is so good that like it learns from like your past like saves as well. So like if you beat the game and you play it again, it learns from that as well. So if you speed ran the game, the alien wouldn't even let that happen. And you want me to go up against that? I'm a grade A pussy, so I'll just be hiding and hiding and hiding. So if one time I'm hiding and the alien goes past, and then it opens up the locker I'm in, no, I'm closing the game. I would close the game faster than you could fucking blink. I promise you. Guild Wars 3, I've never even heard of this series, so this is, I mean, I don't know. Like I don't even know what Guild Wars even is. I know it's like an MMO, but I've never heard of it. So this is my first time hearing about it. But very cool nonetheless. Virtua Fighter Crossroads. This is a fighting game. And I don't really do well with fighting games, but there is a story mode in there. But I'm not gonna pay $60 for just a story mode from a game that's really just like a fighting game. I'm not gonna do that. So, and then also RuneScape. not a big RuneScape guy, even though I'm primarily a console player. So this is the first time it'd be coming onto consoles, but I think it's like a survival. So actually, I'll probably entertain that. But overall, we'll see gameplay of it, some before you buys and all that, and yeah, I'll make my decision there. 1666 Amsterdam. This comes from one of the original creators of Assassin's Creed. Took 16 years to make. It's been in development for 16 years. I think this is kind of like Assassin's Creed, but instead of assassins, I think it might be like witches and like magic and stuff. It was cool. Like I was entertained by it, but I don't think it's something that I would play because I'm not really a big Assassin's Creed guy anyway. But I still think it's pretty cool. But like I said, we'll see. Saw Genesis. I don't think this is what I'm entertained at all. I think the whole survivors versus one killer horror game is not. It's not really, at least for me. Like, if it's not Friday the 13th levels of goofy, then I don't really want it. And that's what I hope the next Michael Myers game is, Halloween. That's what I hope it is. Like, but yeah, if it's not like, because like that's what I compare all these games to, because that's the first one I played. Like Dead by Daylight, it's taken too seriously. Texas Chainsaw Massacre was trying to be like Dead by Daylight instead of like Friday the 13th, with all the mechanics and seriousness and all that. So I didn't really like that. But I just like Friday the 13th because it's a game that you could have just picked up and put down. It was a solid party horror game. It was funny. It was goofy. It was scary. It was everything like that. Like that's what I compare these games to, and I just don't think Saw Genesis is going to be like that. But a Saw game is pretty cool still though. Next one is Lords of the Fallen 2. Not a big Souls guy, as I mentioned earlier, so that's cool. But I thought Lords of the Fallen, the first one, like the remake, didn't do too well. But I guess it did well enough for them to get a sequel. Hey, shout out to them. And then next we got Star Wars Zero Company. Not a big turn-based guy, but anything Star Wars related is going to get a huge turnout. So that's pretty cool. I don't know where it takes place. They say Anakin Skywalker's in it, and he's not Darth Vader. So what would that be? The Clone Wars? No, that was the animated show. That wasn't Phantom Menace. That was before. Was it Empire Strikes Back? No. Whenever that is, I really couldn't tell you. I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but I just know Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, all that stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, look, this is a turn-based game. If you like that, that's pretty cool. The Blood of the Dawn Walker. It's a vampire game. Some people who made The Witcher 3. That's pretty cool. But I don't think the whole vampire goth aesthetic, I don't think I was really intrigued by that. The fact that the main villain is the protagonist's father is pretty cool. And I think you also see him throughout the game live throughout different eras. I guess assuming trying to get back on his dad through that entire time. So that's pretty cool, solid. I think I'm assuming like a revenge story. But okay, it's cool. So that's everything. Kind of a recap of the Game Awards and just some stuff that I was interested in. Anyways, if you made it this far, I appreciate it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Hit the like, comment on what you excited about and what you wish got announced at the Game Award, not the Game Awards, the Games Fest. As I'm recording this, is the 6th of June. Tomorrow is Xbox's showcase. I probably won't be able to do a prediction video out in time, so we'll do the same video probably Sunday night or Monday. That would be my guess. But yeah, if you like this type of content, hit the subscribe button. Just let me know what you think. Anyway, that is all I got. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.
Looking like she got a body, and she been calling me daddy lately. Want me to put her in Cartier's, and the bitch deserve it. Put in work for the money she earn it. Give me top every night lip service. Then I gotta block these hoes, she worth it. I'm out in Abu Dhabi with a bad bitch.